Take a look at our own markets in the first hour of trading following President Trump's tariff announcement. The PSEI opens this Thursday higher by 0.1% to 6,511. The local bourse advanced for a third consecutive session, closing yesterday higher by 1.1%. The broader all-shares index increased by 0.8%. Most sectoral counters in the green except for mining and oil and financials. As for the Philippine peso, it opens today stronger, 56.48 to the dollar. The peso closed yesterday weaker at 56.57 against the greenback. And 10-year government bond yields were virtually unchanged, settling at 6.249% from the previous close of 6.241%. Well, with us now for more is Aaron Sai, consultant at First Metro Securities. Good to see you again, Aaron. Welcome back to the program. All right, I can't hear you there, but I know that you can unmute. How is the market taking the 20% tariff rate higher than the original 17%? I mean, about 3 months ago, we'd seen declines, but now at the get-go, we're seeing an uptick in the stock market and stronger peso against the dollar.
Yeah, so far the market is taking it well, no? I think the increase, no, the increase in the tariff, well, it was a surprise, definitely. We have been conditioned since the initial announcement of the 17% in several months ago. We were conditioned to either have that 17% max, no, or even lower, no, as the trade negotiations with the U.S. representatives were progressing, no, over the past few weeks, no. But for now, if we ask the market, no, at least for the opening, we have seen the market increasing now already, trading 0.2% up, no, and we see ICT, no, I think one of the major one of the companies that could have adverse effects, no, or that could be affected adversely, no, by this increase in tariffs, no, as we probably would expect a trade slowdown moving forward. The stock even broke out of major resistance yesterday and currently is trading 2% up today. So I think, and for now, no, at least for now, for this morning, it's possibly the market hasn't yet realized, no, the possible negative impact of the 3% additional, no, to the 17% previously announced tariff, no, or the market has really maybe provisioned, no, more than the 17% that they were expecting before, and this additional 3% might be some a welcome increment, no, at that.
But as far as you're concerned, it wasn't a welcome increment because this wasn't in your scenarios, 17 going to 20. So what are the negatives then when you talk about the non-tariff barriers? Because that's what really surfaced from the letter that was received.
Yeah, I think the non-tariff barriers, no, again, on its face, no, on its face, the tariff would be the bigger concern or the biggest concern, no, at that, no, definitely the tax upfront, no, for Philippine export to the U.S. would be the more apparent, no, and the more immediate, no, the more immediate levy, no, to and more immediate effect, no, to Philippine exporters, but for the non-tax tariff, I'm not sure, no, I'm not sure about the possible development moving forward. As we know, if we are talking about taxation, as our head of research have said, no, the VAT, no, if that would be one of the major causes for this increase, no, in the tariff, then that would take a lot of process, no. It is a legislation, so there will be a lot of debates and a lot of politics, no, nonetheless, but we do expect that our trade negotiators, no, I think for the short term at least, no, more than the legislators, no, in this type of politics and political environment, I think would hopefully bring more positive development, at least for the short term.
Let's take it from the policy development, because there's also that angle of the VAT. The Philippines ranks the highest in VAT, and that might have had an impact on why the increment of 3%.
Yes, surely, no. I think, but again, if we look at the local benefit, no, as we have seen that VAT was legislated way back in the mid 2000s, no, 2005, I think, no, and we have seen the backlash to the political career of the authors, no, of this VAT. But as we have seen, over the years, no, from the presidency of Noynoy Aquino down to the current, no, we have seen the effect of the 12% VAT, no. Yes, it is highest, no, but I think at that time, even up to now, especially now, no, that we are facing a lot more debt, no, than before, I think fiscal balance would also be a concern if the legislature would decide to make VAT as a negotiating instrument, no, just to lower the tariffs from the US. So I think if from my standpoint, if that is the only major concern, I think there would be more non-tariff barriers, if there are still non-tariff barriers that can still be used as a negotiating instrument, to maybe lessen the 20% tariff. But if there's none already, I think we can take this in as, again, the economy, the economy has already been conditioned with the 17% tariff, no. So there will be an additional tariff, no. But again, I think what's hurting more, no, is the uncertainty, no, the uncertainty that this creates, no, 17% and then up to 20%, and then it was again moved to August 1 implementation. So there's a lot of uncertainty that causes some disruption in planning, no. That's why we are seeing some corporates even delaying or even reducing their capital expenditures on the forecast horizon. So if we can, I think in my standpoint, if we can settle for now, no, at 20%, no, and make the reduction, if our trade negotiators would be fortunate, no, to reduce this to less than 20%. If we can just take 20% and move on from there, I think the planning would be more clear, no, and I think that would take off some overhang, no, in the markets as well as in the corporates.
Well, given the lack of clarity at this stage, is this likely in any way going to alter your forecast for the PSEI by the end of this year?
Well, for the PSEI, I think the more potent, no, or the more important, no, factors would be the risk premium, no, that the global markets would put into this additional tariffs, no. So if this additional tariffs, especially for U.S. trading partners, no, more especially on China, no, would result in China's slowdown and in turn global economic slowdown, then possibly the global economic growth, the risk premium, the rates would go higher, the risk premium would go higher, global economic growth would go lower. Then more probably there would be a possible reduction in what we do expect now for the PSEI. But for now, I think, again, the market is voting. No, the market is voting that this might not be a concern yet. No, so I think the market is in a wait and see mode. No, at the very least, at least up to August 1, no, before it gets implemented.
Well, I think it's still up right now as we speak in the first 13 minutes of trading. But how is this changing the way you're structuring your portfolio by the end of this year? Is it going to change much?
Yes, for now, if we are talking about the big caps, now if we're talking about the big caps, those in the PSEI, as we have seen, the market has been trading in a very wide range, no, and just recently, we have hit the 6,600 midpoint of that range, no, and now we are 6534 as we speak, and I think we are possibly going to challenge, no, that 66, no, but. If the market has already discounted all this macro news and we have been used to negative shocks already, that we have bottomed, even made a lower low at 5,800, if the market would probably get to focus more on the fundamentals and the valuation, and that's a big if, no, again, the macro factors are really potent in changing the wind, no, as far as the market is concerned. But for now, as we see in the market, it has it has settled at 6,200 higher low, no? And if it manages to break above the 6,600, then we have a better chance to go and at least reach the target at 6.9.
Right. Just as a final point, the peso, what role does it have in your portfolio and how things go with risk appetites?
Yes, for the peso now, we have seen a good developments with the peso, no? We have seen it appreciating over the past few weeks, no? But in the most recent weeks, we have seen with the announcement with the geopolitical crisis, we have seen it gone up, no? But unfortunately, as we can see from the chart of the dollar index, the dollar index is currently showing a bullish divergence, no? Possibly because of the positive sentiment that the U.S. investors have gathered, no, from the recent announcement. So maybe there's a bias towards expectation of U.S. dollar appreciation, and that might hurt the Philippine peso moving forward. So if we can also see the chart of the USD PHP, we might be expecting for the near term the USD PHP to reach around 57 pesos, no? So there might be, we hope for a role reversal, no? 57.70 act as a resistance, no, for the peso, and hopefully that could cause the peso to appreciate moving forward. But again, as far as the market is concerned, no, as long as there's not too much depreciation, and as long as that we are seeing this market, no, as long as we are seeing this market moving as it was moving for the past few days and break above 6,600, then the view is more negative, more positive, no, than it is negative.
Right. Well, the peso is still stronger against the dollar and at 6,500 on the PSCI. Thank you so much, Aaron Sai, for all that context at the get-go. Consultant at First
Thanks,
Metro
guys.
Securities.